Dun 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 dun. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to yet another beautiful episode. By the way, this one, this is a good one. I feel like, first of all, I feel like there's some spiritual attacks. I'm going to get into some things. I just want to have a nice conversation. Before I get started, I am your host with the most, the least mostness. Shout out to you all. My name is Mr. Bush. This is that. By the way, just so you know. By the way, it's that. Let's get activated, and sitting where I sit, I'm in a position, and we've talked about the intricacies of people going through it, right? And one second. I'm smoking on some beautiful runts. One says, "Let me down." Damn near majority of this year, except for this batch. At some point. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna speak from my perspective today. I think I always do, so it's nothing really new. Before we get started, I want to talk to people about strength in the mind. That's a level to it. Look, what I mean by strength of the mind is this: in my family, I've witnessed males that grew up with their mothers whose minds and ambitions didn't have any backbone. And I understand how certain bonds can be crippling to people. I don't want. It's not about what I want. I mean, I could want everything. But I would say if you see, in energy, everything leans, not everything, but most things lean on things. And you can always see an energetic leaning. Right? Basically, I think what I'm trying to say is, if you see someone babying someone else, there's an unhealthy form of baby. think we all forgot. Well, people forgot. You're supposed to baby babies. For the ones that don't know anything. But it's your responsibility, I think, as a being to you have expectations. Expectations are supposed to grow as the being grows. I take everything always back to animals and nature. What I see there. And a gazelle or a deer or zebra, a horse, a baby horse. Whenever they give birth, first of all, they got a little drop, which is a little waker up. The parents is somewhat to fall from the to the ground. But after they're born, the parent licks them in the face, helps get embryonic fluid and stuff off. Licks them, helps them get some activated, the muscles. And from that moment on, there's an expectation from the parent that goes, well, first of all, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong with my time. I could be a little off. But I believe they can learn to walk within 5 to 15 minutes, if not 40 minutes, something like that. I don't even think it's 40 minutes. 40 minutes is too long. They'd probably be dead. But they learn to walk very quickly. And from that, they learn to do other things very quickly. And as they learn, their parents also expect them to learn, right? But not here. So I think we have to align back to nature in so many ways. But in so many ways, a lot of mothers out here need help, Families aren't being created. So, well, they are, but sometimes family dynamic is it's a beautiful it's a beautiful goal. It's definitely a beautiful goal. But having all the dynamics and all the positions of the family in a homeostasis and a rhythm of energy that flows and is connected to their energy, it's very rare. It's doable, possible, very rare. With this pod, I feel like there's people in places that don't have access to certain things. And there's people in places that have the same access to certain things but don't have the time to get the access to things. I think sometimes it's not our responsibility, it's just our natural, innate thing to communicate, pass on, share knowledge, information. Yeah. So I think that's one of the reasons why I just had to put my blunt out. Not I think that's one of the reasons why I've done so much research and so much tests and experiments on my own on certain things and checking things out, and that's why I can only give what I do, and you take what you take from it. I can only say what I say, and you take what you take from it. I think that's why I try to, I try to health. I try to show what we are. I try to explain how we work from what I understand. And what I understand is, it's from my understanding, my experiences, you know. And of course, you take your experiences and you look at mine and you look at others, and you, over time, your experience in itself, it changes, you know. One thing about me is that I understand where the average person is, and if I tell the average person where they are, then they'll be offended, right? But see, the thing is, it's not about that. It's not about that. It's about being better. It's about transmutation, and not everybody is prepared for that. Not everybody is prepared to change. Not everybody is prepared to put the work in. Not everybody is prepared to feel. Not everybody wants to feel. And some people just don't know how to. You know, I think one of the reasons why I say that it's best, you know, when you wake up, to hit, you know, get you some nice good cardio in, you know, some side step squats, some jump squats, some push-ups, some create, you know, actually while you're doing this, stretch before, stretch during, stretch after. But also create workouts where you feel your body, and then work it out from there, but also do it in a aligned fashion. Don't hurt yourself. And take your time, have fun with it. But understand and build a connection with your body. You know, I myself, I'm not a supporter of eating animal flesh. Animal flesh is just, you know, call it what you want. But I believe that everybody has their own, everybody has where they are. They don't have anything. They say they own something, but they just do things. And sometimes things are done mindlessly when you don't understand what something truly is, especially if you don't understand what you are. Because if you understood that you are basically a portable plant, you would understand that you are a portable tree. You're a tree that has the ability to not stay stationary, move around, touch things, grab things. Now, you probably wonder, why do I say that? Well, I've already talked about that to a degree before. But ultimately, when you understand how we operate off electricity, just like a tree, just like a plant, just like flowers. You know, their electricity, they have the ability to absorb. Well, once you understand the forms of energy, you can understand how energy is transmuted, because there's electricity inside of grass, flowers, the tree, just like there's electricity in us. So once you understand what you are and how you operate, you understand that, you know, for electricity to go, you need live enzymes. You need certain oils. You know, I think you get certain oils and certain fats from certain things, which in itself is a certain sense of concentrated energy, based off where it comes from. But usually plant-based things that come from the ground, have a natural swelling of mineral effect. So it pulls together water, minerals, enzymes to create the cantaloupe, the passion fruit, whatever the fruit is. So when you take pork, for example, you take a pig that has been killed, slaughtered, no more life in it. And then when you actually look at this pig has been fattened, unhealthy, and was basically dying on its own, because it's not in a physical place to travel, defend itself, whatever the case may be. They're herded, they're farmed. They aren't wild boars. They aren't out, because to be honest, you know, believe it or not, a pig, which is a boar in the boar family, is not fat. and can run very fast and can be aggressive and fight. And I believe once a pig is out in the wild, it grows horns and it grows hair. And from horns and hair and it growing in faster, a pig is a force to fucking, reckon with. And yeah, the pigs we know, we eat sloppy shit. So if you were out, I always say the wild, and there's a boar and you hunted it down and killed it and ate it, it would be much more healthier, have much more muscle content. It would be much more full of minerals from the surrounding areas that it ate and picked it up from. It would be a much different meal than the Oscar Mayer hot dogs that y'all think you're eating, because sometimes I think they've even shown that it's not just pig DNA in that. So, but yeah, okay. But like I said, after you wake up, you knock out that stretch, that workout, that whatever you have, it's nice to it's nice to put some put nutrients in your body that your body needs. So whether it's you got some coconut water, you make you a smoothie with obviously hopefully some coconut water in there as well, or even if you make a protein shake. Me personally, I'm not all of about a shake person. I feel like you make them when you want to, but definitely I'm a meal person. I like your food. So whatever your breakfast or whatever it can be, and always remember, breakfast is called breakfast for a reason. It's when you break your fast. And the reason I wanted to start off at night, but I decided to start off when you wake up and finish off with the night. But I'll bring it back around. So it's called breakfast because you break your fast. And the fast that you were supposed to have was through the night time. And I'll get to that. So after you go through your day, some people may have, light snacks at around 12. I say as long as you, aren't eating dead animals, you should be great. Not should, you will be great. And if you expel upon, certain things after that, then that's on you and for you to learn and adapt to and grow in ways that you didn't even know. But, dying down later on in the day after you, either have work or whatever you have to do. I don't care if you have nothing to do. It'd be nice even throughout the day. Have you some royal jelly. I just actually got back on mine. Well, I got some, it's a honeycomb. Get you, if you can, get you some natural honeycomb. It has royal jelly in it. I've also discussed that, but I have no problem talking about it again. But royal jelly is, it's basically a part of natural jelly substance. It's fed to the larva, and it's also fed to the queen bee, and it extends her lifetime to 6 to 7 years from the average 6 weeks as a normal worker bee. So it has amazing benefits from hair growth, bone repair, blood flow, joint cartilage repair, healing, hair growth, eye repair, eye strength, skin, muscles, elasticity, and obviously brain function as well. And it has energetic boosting effects, so it definitely gives you energy. So yeah, and then I was gonna say we're talking about the middle of the day-ish type. I was gonna say you finish off the day if you want with another meal, but take your day by day. You don't have to have 2-3 meals a day. That's 3 meals a day is kind of crazy if you ask me. But then again, I'm at a place where that's not my norm. somebody else's norm is that. But technically, it's just a level of a hot eater inside of you because human beings don't exert that much energy. At this point, most Americanized, and when I say American, it's more so of a mental mind state frequency over you. It controls people in ways where people are not aligned naturally. So people are much more consumers. They consume food. They eat when they're not hungry. They do. It just is what it is. So if people were more aligned with the energy that was in their body and the energy that they exert and the energy that they, retain or even gain back, and were much more aware of it, then they would dance in that differently. But kind of got away from what I was saying. Oh, sorry. I'm everywhere, but I'm still there. So even with the pig, when you consume a dead flesh from a pig that is obviously overfed, unhealthy, you put that slop, that fat, that thickness inside of you that becomes a part of you, and your body tries to make it a part of it in its own because you gave it to digest it, to become one with it. So when you became one with this garbage, it made you garbage to a degree. Not all garbage, but it altered you. And over time, it alters you and alters you to the point you can be all garbage. But there's not much or anything good in it. I don't even give my dog pork because it's just clogging. It can definitely make you gain weight and clog you, and that's not good. You definitely don't want to be clogged. You want to eat as cleanly as possible, and you can definitely do so. So yeah. But even still, after you eat, the day winds down. The reason I say the day winds down is because, again, in nature, the animals want to complete or do their hunt before the sun goes down, because then it gets a little difficult. Not a little difficult, it gets difficult. Visibility is easier when the sun is up. The land itself is warmer, which means the organisms on the land will vibrate much more. And vibration means movement. Movements means grazing, running, the actual life that people that is lived in the daytime. So, yeah. So between all of that increases or heightens the chance of that animal completing or getting a hunt before the sun goes down. So if you take that same aspect for a human being, if we eat before the sun goes down, then we're great because we got our meal for the day, right? But the thing is that when you sleep, right? When you eat a meal, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back. When you eat a meal, your body digests that meal and then it gives you energy to do something, right? When you eat in the morning and your body gives you energy to do something, you use that energy for that something to do throughout the day, right? When you eat later on in the day, the energy that you get, it should be a new form of nutrition, a new form of energy right before you went to bed. That it should be, it's not bad, but if you could use the bathroom and, defecate before you go to bed, that I have a bowel movement. I guess that's how people say bowel movement. Which in itself sounds weird, but anyway, it helps you, and I'll explain why. So let's say you eat very well. You're very, you're getting sunlight. You're active. You're, this and that. You have a great digestive system. Now, a lot of people don't know food isn't supposed to stay in your system no longer than 4 hours. anything that you eat is not supposed to stay in your stomach any longer than 4 hours. And so, if let's say if you eat by 5:30, let's say you had a good meal and you poop by 9, and you about to go to bed 9:30, 10. Let's say you go to sleep, right? So, a lot of people need to get in tune with what sleep actually is. Most people don't know what sleep is. Sleep is a multitude of things. Sleep is a repairing mechanism. So sleep repairs you physically as well as mentally. But see, the thing is about mentally, all right, I'll get into that too. But anyway, I'm going to stay in physicality for right now because we're talking about nutrition. When you go to sleep after digesting a meal and now your body has this new energy enzymes within it and you're laying down, your body now has the ability to take that energy from the fat, because now you went to bed at 9:30, you're asleep. So you're asleep from 9:30. You're not gonna get up no time until, let's say, 5:30, 6:30, whatever the case may be, 7 o'clock for some people, whatever the case is. So you go to bed with digesting a full meal. You have an empty stomach. Empty bowels, I should say. I'm not gonna say empty. You're not empty. You had a meal and you passed your bowel movement. So now you're in bed and you're asleep. So now you're full of energy from that meal. Your body has the ability to regenerate. Your body can take that energy and it can push it throughout your body, and it can regrow muscles. It can give proteins for certain repairs of muscles or tears or anything, just making your nails grow, your hair grow, healing your eyes, making you much more attractive because your body wants you at your best optimal self. Whatever the case may be, you clearing up dark circles under your eyes, scars in general. Sleep has to be respected and treated like a magical thing because it is. And that's a time when your body is going through just a restoration, even mentally. I think the thing about the mind aspect is that the mind is a very tricky thing. So if you have problems just in general, it's just gonna emit itself. But sometimes the mind is just a representation of some of the things that just what we are. And I think seeing what we are, seeing what we think about, it scares us because our mind shows us things that are on our mind. It also shows us other things, like creations of things that we've never seen and lived before. So that in itself is another deep thing that I can't really, whatever, but I guess, I don't know. But anyway, so that's why when you wake up and the first thing you eat is called breakfast, is because you were fasting throughout the night. And when you were fasting, it was because you weren't eating. You weren't eating in between that time because you're not supposed to eat between a certain time frame. It helps your body basically get energy and repair itself, as well as gives you energy. Well, I don't know if I said energy, yeah, but it gives you energy, which is the main focal point. And some people eat a lot of food and feel sluggish and don't, because they never give their digestive system a time to heal or relax. People don't understand your digestive system needs to relax too. When you sleep, that was the whole purpose of what I was saying, is that your stomach and digestive system should not be working at a time when you're resting, because then you're not fully getting full rest, and that takes away from the energy of your rest. That's why you should not be digesting anything while you're trying to sleep. Now, if it's in like a daytime, that's a different thing, and even still, I guess it could take away, to be honest with you. It could still take away, but I do know that there are certain meals, there are certain times you do something, you eat something, you just feel relaxed in the daytime. You sit down, you lay down, and you just take little nap. Some people don't get a chance to do that. Some people do. But it's not an evil or bad thing. I just think that over time, it can affect your metabolism. So you want to be able to have a good metabolism. You want what you eat to be used efficiently. A lot of people eat a lot of food and it just runs right through them, or it just turns into fat and they don't even do anything with it. So you want your meals to work for you in your body. And that comes from your relationship with your metabolism. If your metabolism is fucked up, it's just, it is what it is. And then some people have just a lot of stomach and digestive issues anyway. So there's a lot of people that have IBS. Some people eat a lot of, excuse me. Some people eat a lot of food, and it runs right through it. So it's about holding on to enzymes, holding on to water, holding on to life force in you. That happens from a more like a magnetic relationship with yourself, a tightening of self. Like, over time, the force, the magnetism, the hold of one's cells gets weaker and weaker, which makes you lose moisture and moisture, which makes you age. But a child's enzymes are fiery and tight and held together because they're new life forms. Over time, it'll diminish. But there's certain rates that affect certain things that affect the rate of that diminishing. So again, this is that by the way podcast. I'm relaxing and vibing. Not doing too much of anything, I'm not gonna. Well, I actually have. Excuse me, with all these I apologize. I have a job interview today, so we'll see how that goes, and I believe that it'll go smooth. I think it's a good vibe, good energy. So that's a little later on in the day. I did want to see if I could play something. Hold on, I just want to check something. Hold on, I don't want to. One time I got kicked out while I was doing my due, so I just want to. Okay, Still on like Steven Seagal. All right. So, let me see which one I think I want to play for you all. I'm gonna play me how you all. Hopefully you all fuck with it. I hope so. I won't touch my cord. All right. Let's get it. Oh, again, let me let you all know. This is that by the way podcast. A shout out to all the air hustlers out there. Always. I want to say, man. I want to say love, good, happiness, and I want you all to always know that y'all gonna be good, man. You gonna be good. Goddamn, need to be more conscious of my power. Ain't trying to cite you, I see it by the hour. Actually, I'm really trying to see you with some flowers. Actually, what you asked me, I'm gonna give your ass everything other than don't smack no ass cheeks. Everybody trying to beat it, don't blast me. Okay, we wanna do what we want to, do what you want to. Push you in this bitch, okay, move what you want to and roll up a groove with a blunt. Ooh, yeah, that's what I like and need. Ain't no light, only thing is more enticing is the light in me. It's the only thing that's striking thee. I mean, the blunt and the torch, you don't get it. I understand. I'm no longer really fighting myself. Yeah, I'm so better, I'm so good in the self that I don't like that. No longer do I like that self. That's a lie, bitch, I love that self. Come here, motherfucker, bitch. I'ma grub that wealth. I digest everything, I'm loving myself like, yeah, and a love like, mama gave me this okay above sight. Yeah, and above right. If I wrote this down, then I couldn't get it like a glove tight. Goddamn, I'm so fucking good. Yeah, I'm so fucking good. Yeah, we so fucking good. Yeah, it's gonna be all good. Yeah, cause it wasn't good. Yeah, but it no good. Yeah, I gotta make it good. Exclusively right here on By the Way Pod. Yes. I hope y'all like that, man. I really do. uh, 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 uh. Excuse me. Oh, man. Oh, shit. I've been going hard. You know, a lot has been happening. A lot has been going on. You know, stability and getting things off the ground, making things move, having a goal. You know, when you're coming from or starting from a bottom or starting from nothing, and you understand that, so you decide to transmute and change what you actually are to become a resource. It's a godly thing, you know. I think patience. I don't know what the word virtue means exactly, all the way. I think it just, when I heard patience, I heard virtue, and it was just like a playing track in our minds because we all heard that phrase. But not giving up. What does not giving up look like? We all love those not giving ups that blow up with gold at the end. Well, not at the end, just blow up with gold to a degree. Well, it don't blow up in a bad way, but you know. You know, working on something or working at something or holding on to something or believing something. Has so many ways of being able to look at it based off the time. Some things look crazy, some things are viewed as patience. I think a lot of things, a lot of people look crazy into things that they say work out, right? A lot of geniuses look crazy until whatever it is that they have works out. It's the working out of it that I guess kind of adds a sense of confirmation, even though it shouldn't. Or maybe it should. But I think a lot of people know what a journey is. A lot of pain, but to stay away from it. Stay away from the pain. Let's not talk about the pain. Let's talk about the transmutation of it all. You know, as I come here, I can pretty much tell that based off what I talk about or based off what I say, a lot of you all can gauge a lot or a degree about me and things. Where do I pull what I pull from? And I must admit, I've always said nothing is peaches and cream. It ain't all sweet with me. By any means. Let me sit up a little bit. You know, belief is not good enough. Belief feels like a empty gesture. You know, I think that sometimes certain things are just out of your power. And certain things aren't, you know. You have the ability to do everything. You can make it. And I see that more now than anything. It ain't no just by chance and all this other shit around you. You put something out and let it catch. It's like fishing. You have to do what you got to do, especially from a hustler's mindset. When you work through a system, it doesn't really work that way. You know, you get chosen. You don't choose. And I think as a viable living organism, I don't like anybody being able to affect my livelihood by their choices. You know, a boss or somebody choosing you for the position. I think a lot of us, that's all we know. But it takes all of us at the same time. A lot of things aren't going to change until everybody at the same time wants them to change. People having their one, outbursts of eruptions here and there that are so small that are just doused out like fire by a bigger organization. It doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. To everybody on every block gets up with the same mindset, with the togetherness of changing everything. It's not going to work. And then on top of that, even that in itself is going to differ based off neighborhood. And, because every neighborhood is affected differently or has different feelings. There's certain places you can go in Chicago and feel completely safe, walk your dog, jog, sip a smoothie, all that. Then there's certain places you can't do that. Or you can do it, it's just a little, So, yeah. I got with me, I got a little lightheaded. Got a little lightheaded. If I'm not mistaken, this is that the 32nd episode. 32nd episode. One of the most unfortunate things about life and society is the concept of delusion. Because delusion is just doesn't come. Delusion needs to feed off something that was original first to grow into what it is, a delusion. Delusions can't exist on their own. That's why delusions have to turn something into what it is, a delusion. I think, as far as the concept of delusion, the reason I worded it that way is because with delusion, it's more like a step of a path. You step on the path to delusion. That's why I say the concept of delusion. Delusion is a step-by-step process. Just doesn't happen and then overnight, but it also has different strengths and levels to its existence and life. And so many ways, delusions can almost be like a weird sickness. People fight and feel things for something that they don't understand or haven't felt or just don't get it, or they're on the wrong side of something. And delusions are very unfortunate because delusions take lives. Delusions ruin relationships, ruin lives, ruin just a lot of shit. Delusions. I think if anything, what I'm saying is don't get caught up on the delusion path. Every step you take is your choice for whatever direction that you choose to move in. So, with that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I want you all to be safe out there. That was all on me. I did not have to do that, but my finger just had to touch it, and oh man, I'm trying to tell you. But yeah, I want you all to be smooth out there. I want you all to be comfortable out there. I want you all to be your best versions, optimal selves. And more importantly, I do know there's a lot of attacks out there. They're trying to come at people's hearts, people's minds. Things are deteriorating. And, some people say people are waking up. I need to see a little bit more of it. But to be honest, I need to wake up. And there's levels to waking up. So I can only imagine if I feel like I'm already awake. What the fuck is this new awakening? So I'm going to go ahead and get the fuck up out of here. Y'all keep your head up. Stay smooth, stay strong, stay smart, stay intelligent. Stay evolving. Take your time with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself what others want. Give yourself what others haven't. And or give yourself what others can't. But be patient with yourself. Enjoy yourself. Look at yourself. See what yourself can do. Be proud of yourself. Your body it's your body. It'll communicate with you. It's your technology. The connections and intricacies in your hand and body, toes and muscles and formations of veins and blood and creation is worth more than $13 trillion. So if you don't value yourself, what else will? And what else does value you? And for what? What do they see in you? What do they get out of you? Maybe to help you look and see yourself. I think now is the time. You know, it's easy to see yourself if you look at the reflection of others. You can see your pressure or your existence or your affection on others. How others, you know, not all the time though, sometimes. Excuse me. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You know, this is that By the Way podcast. You all check out the Harataki. Stay on your turmeric. Don't forget, if you add a little pepper to turmeric, makes it more absorb it. Don't forget to clear your mind. Don't forget to meditate. Enjoy your dream world. Get on your semen retention. Save up your thoughts and your words. Be concise with your emissions. Speak when you need. Mindless speech drains your energy. Filter and be mindful of the things that you put in your mind. You know, if your mind is on a track basis and loops, put good things in loops. Everything that loops around is good shit. You don't have to go around with bad shit, because when you are going through detoxing your mind and your body of bad habits, you have to over time get those loops out, and those loops of things that don't serve you. And every time they come around, you have to deal with them. And if you don't, they'll come back around just as strong, if not stronger, the next time. And to the point where they're so weak that they don't stand a chance against you, and then they're out of the loop. That's how you change one's habit. But it takes time, and more importantly, it takes energy. But if you waste energy on all these other things, you don't have the energy for the things that you need to do. And I think that's the more important thing. Energy for the things that you need to do. That's the energy that you need. You can always, like you don't understand. Like, you can literally, if the universe right now took every happy emotion out of everybody else on this planet, or universe, put it all in you, in the greatest ideas, you would jump up off wherever you are and run to, while laughing and smiling and doing whatever it is in the most perfect way. So ultimately, the energy that we have is up to us. We can build up an energy. The lowness of energy creates sadness and all this other stuff. But the highness of energy creates happiness, creates comfort. The highness of energy creates the excitement to go do something. Whether it's get up and go to the movies, get up and have sex, get up and work out. It's the movement of wanting to go, because live enzymes vibrate. So when you vibrate inside, you vibrate high. You want to go do stuff. And I think you can do more stuff when you have more energy. You'll have more energy when you don't waste as much energy. And you also have more energy when you utilize the energy that you already have more efficiently. You know, some people are like cars that leak gas, leak oil. You know what I mean? So it's like, over time, you have to condense yourself or concise yourself. You know, and it's definitely possible. So I'm going to go and get out of here. You all keep your head up, more importantly. And yeah, peace.